Are you still awake? The house is quiet. The world outside has gone still, but your mind is louder than ever. You're tossing and turning, and it feels like the weight of the world is right here with you, in your bed. Your body is so tired, but your mind just refuses to rest. It keeps replaying the day, picking apart conversations, and racing ahead to all the anxieties of tomorrow. It feels like if you let go, even for a moment, everything will fall apart. Like you have to stay vigilant, that you have to carry it all, even through the night. But what if the secret to deep, profound sleep isn't in holding on tighter, but in finally knowing who is already holding you? In the stillness of this room, there's a powerful truth waiting to settle over you. A truth that can quiet the storm inside and give you permission to finally let go. It's this: the God of the universe doesn't sleep. While you're desperately trying to hold everything together, He's already holding you. While your mind is racing to stand guard over your life, He is already standing watch. There's a verse in the Psalms that says, "Behold, He who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep." Just think about that. The guardian of all creation, the one who set the stars in their place and knows you by name, never gets tired. He never closes His eyes. He is the divine sentinel, the ever-present keeper of your soul. And because He is awake, you are invited to sleep. His watchfulness is your peace. His strength is your permission to feel weak. His control is your freedom to surrender. So right now, let's invite that peace into this moment. Find a position in your bed that feels comfortable, a position of release. Take a slow, deep breath in, imagining you're breathing in the very presence and peace of God. And as you exhale, long and slow, imagine you are releasing that immense weight you've been carrying. Let it fall from your shoulders. You don't need to hold it anymore. Let's do that again. A deep breath in, filling your lungs with His calm, and a long breath out, releasing the conversations you're replaying in your mind. Just let them go. They're in the past. You can't change them now. Give them to Him. Breathe in again, a full, life-giving breath. And as you breathe out, release the endless list of tasks for tomorrow. The worries about outcomes you can't control. The fears of what might or might not happen. You can let them go because He is already in your tomorrow, watching over it. Feel the muscles in your jaw. Are they clenched? Gently release them. Let your tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Imagine the tension just melting away as you surrender control. Now feel your shoulders. Have they been creeping up toward your ears? Let them drop. Feel them become heavy, sinking into the mattress beneath you. He is carrying your burdens now. You don't have to. Let this feeling of release travel down your arms and into your hands. Unclench your fists. Maybe even open your palms as a sign of surrender, a physical act of giving it all to Him. Your strength isn't needed tonight. Your planning isn't needed tonight. Your worrying isn't needed tonight. You are simply being invited to rest in the safety of His care. Now just rest. There's nothing for you to do but receive these words. Let them wash over you like a gentle tide, cleansing your mind and calming your heart. David, who knew his share of troubled nights, wrote in the Psalms, "In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety." That peace is for you right now. It's a peace that comes not from having no problems, but from knowing the one who is bigger than any problem. He alone is your protection, so you can lie down in peace. You can sleep. Then there's that incredible invitation from Jesus himself. He says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. You will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Feel how gentle that invitation is. He sees that you're weary. He knows you're carrying a heavy burden. And he doesn't ask you to be stronger. He just asks you to come. To trade your heavy, crushing burden for his, which is light and easy. In this moment, you are accepting his invitation. You're handing over the weariness, and he is giving you his rest. Psalm 91 gives us this powerful image. He will cover you with his wings. You will be safe in his care. Picture yourself being sheltered under the wings of the Almighty, hidden in the safest place in the universe. Under his wings, you can finally let your guard down. You are safe in his care. The Apostle Peter puts it so simply. He tells us to cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Cast isn't a gentle word. It means to throw, to hurl it. So right now, in your heart, take every single anxiety, big, small, silly, or monumental, and throw it onto him. Why? Because he cares for you. Your worries aren't an annoyance to him. He is strong enough to carry every single one. There's a beautiful promise in Proverbs that says, "When you lie down, you will not be afraid. When you lie down, your sleep will be sweet." This is the gift that awaits you now. A sleep that's not just a function, but a sweet, peaceful experience. Free from fear. You can lie down and your sleep will be sweet. He is awake, so you can sleep. He is the guardian who never slumbers. You are held, you are safe, you are loved. Every worry has been released. Every muscle is relaxed. Your mind is quiet, resting in his promises. May you now fall into a deep and protected sleep, held in his everlasting arms. Rest now, he is awake.